Today, we're going to be experiencing ventures from the perspective of a new account. I have to say new account because I am not a new player. I have played this game for nearly 8,000 hours at this point, and I am playing on a very old account that I bought many years ago, which is how it's a founder's account. And if you guys haven't seen the previous episode, let me explain what's going on. So you know the first part, I'm playing on a new account, and I am not going to be allowing super high level players in my lobbies. I'm just going to try and enjoy this as low of a level as I can, as fair as I can, and I'm not going to be allowing overpowered items. That's less relevant in a Ventures game, but I figured I would mention it anyway. So that's pretty much it. This is going to be my very first game of Ventures, and we're starting very strong with a purple weapon out of the gate, which is fantastic. A Vindertech Burster is not the cheapest weapon to get, nor is it the best or anything you would hope for, but to start my journey with a level 21 weapon is actually pretty great. I'll replace it as soon as I can, but it's a pretty strong start. The next thing I do is tame a boar, because boars are really good at finding loot for you, and they will fight at the level you're in. I'm a Ventures level 1 coming into a 15 zone, which is not that bad. It allows me to queue it for a reason, but a boar will be attacking as a level 15, which will just take some of the heat off of me, do some combat for me, and of course, loot as we go. I mentioned this stuff heavily in my how to get every item video, link in the description down below. I updated it recently and I put a lot of work into it. It's one of the best videos I've produced probably ever, but anomalies, encampments, and target practices, storm chests are really good for getting loot early on, which is why I did this anomaly. It gave me some blue glow I could use for pylons, and it gave me a bunch of batteries very easily. I love target practices. I used to play FPS games a lot. I've got thousands of hours in Call of Duty on console, and then when I moved to keyboard and mouse, things were pretty smooth for me. I actually got my start in Fortnite in Battle Royale. I don't really mention this very often, but I've got like 1,000 hours in that game, and I've since moved on from it. As you guys can probably tell, I focus on Save the World now, but target practices give me something to shoot that's not a zombie, and I get rewarded for it. So it's fun loot. I get to actually aim at something, and it's just fun for me to do, and I recommend every player do it. If you're not highly accurate, you can always use a shotgun or a minigun if you want to, and it's always worth it. A nice tip if you're trying to hit something high up with your anti-material charge is to edit a floor or a ramp or whatever works in your use case to try and get that. It works really well if you're using clip, but if you're under leveled, it might not actually break it. This is the first time I've ever experienced this. I think because I'm playing with a level, 17 hero that's blue, I don't even have the hero stats to boost me in Ventures, as your survivor squads don't actually impact your gameplay in Ventures. That's why like trap durability is a lot lower in Ventures. A lot of people don't realize those set bonuses are not active. What does translate is the power level of your heroes. So if you have like a 130 commander or a 144 and your support is all boosted, they're all purple or legendary, you will experience that boost in game. But since I got none of that going on, I can't even kill a single ore with one punch. It is shocking. I did not even think about that prior to playing. All right, so this is what I'm kind of looking forward to. This is what I was hoping to achieve with this playthrough. I wanted to have a situation where I'm genuinely nervous of failure. I don't know about Kalyan over here. They don't seem to be significantly higher leveled, although 8 is actually doing a lot at this range. Like, I don't have traps. I don't have abilities I can fall back on. This isn't like a refined loadout that's gonna breeze through this no problem, like on my main. You know, because I always come into Ventures with, you know, even a full farming build is still gonna have your Teddy. You're still gonna have Seismic Smash. You can phase shift around out of trouble. I don't have any of that. I have Teddy, and it's a weak Teddy. So this is actually going to be like a reasonably concerning mission with 4 people who aren't AFK. This is going smooth, and maybe I'm overhyping this, but look at that. Our carry just went down, so and I'm saying carry as a joke here. We don't know this person, but yeah, I mean, that's what can happen. So far so good, but it's actually engaging. It's exciting to me to play a mission where victory is not guaranteed. Oh, and I need melee kills, don't I? Is this even gonna do anything? It's a power level 1. Let's see how many kills we can get with this. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually really impressed with the damage of this. It's a level 1 hockey stick and actually doing decent damage. The swing speed is slow, but honestly kind of holding its own. And then our carry legs out of the game. At first, I thought they had just stepped away or something, but they later disconnected, so I think they completely lagged out. That means we were left with 3 very low level players in a 4-person level 15 mission. I was a little worried. Oh, and there goes our carry. The highest level player just left. They probably disconnected. Uh-oh. This is actually really fun. Like, it is amazing to use a hockey stick. A weapon I would never even use for fun on my main. But now it's literally my only melee. It is the only possible way I can progress the quest right now. Even if I had schematics for melees, I couldn't use them in Ventures. It's all I have. As an endgame player, Ventures sucks because I don't have any weapons. As a new game player, Ventures is great because I don't have any weapons anyway. So it's actually completely flipped on its head in a way that I can actually enjoy Ventures. That's something to think about. Part of the joys of playing on a new account is forgetting that the adrenaline rush needs to be upgraded to heal people. I had completely forgotten about that, and it totally took me by surprise. I'm not gonna lie, I was not confident when going up against the mini-boss, but the Thrasher really came through here. I talk up the Thrasher all the time, saying it's the best SMG in the game, and strictly speaking, damage-wise, that's not exactly accurate. There are some that can achieve better ones, but the Thrasher is right underneath them, and I always say it's the best because it's available in the normal game. It has good DPS, so that's like sustained damage output instead of burst damage. There are weapons like the Monsoon that can do more damage, but you have that spin-up of it being a pocket minigun. The Thrasher did excellently here, and our team took it down without any problem at all. I was very surprised. I die immediately. Our first mini-boss kill. Woo! Wow, she just got sidelined. My save the world journey has begun. Our first mini-boss is down. What a joy. I swear this is some of the most fun I've ever had in Ventures. This is like why I recommend new players play Ventures, because this is kind of a thrill. Like when you actually need the rewards and you're actually underleveled and you actually get to use strange weapons that you'd probably never use again as you level up and get better stuff. Like this is the experience I think Epic wanted for us. Of course, endgame players can't feel it, of course, because it's miserable, but as a brand new account, this is really cool. I like that. I had fun in Ventures. That was weird. Heading into my next round of Ventures, I wanted to take care of the Willow questline and Brainstorm, which meant hopping into the Haunted Hotel and not doing much. This was mostly a quest mission, so we just moved on to clearing out the maze and defending the objective. This was really fun for me because I needed to get some melee kills and I was super underleveled. We did have Eoin in the party who was a higher level than I had expected. He was in the Ventures, 30s range. Me and the audience felt like, he was already here. He's just a viewer who really wanted to play and participate, and he slipped through my filter of trying to keep people that are as close to my level as possible. And to be honest, I'm playing Ventures towards the end of the season. At this point, it is going to be very difficult to find people who are underleveled that actually want to play the game. And honestly, if you're playing a genuine Ventures experience with some of your friends who might have played before you or without you, it's actually pretty normal to have people in the lobby that are varying in power level by the 20 or 30s or more apart from each other. So I felt like it wasn't that big of a deal to just keep them in the game, but it did mean the combat was a little easier than it otherwise would have been, but I died plenty anyway, so I'm not even really sure that it mattered. That being said, though, we were mostly just questing here, so moving on to collection book talk. All right, just putting unique copies into the collection book here. I think that's going to be a worthwhile use of my attention for a second here. Woo! How far is that going to get me? Oh, look at that! Now, this is not something I would recommend to new players. Don't just be getting rid of weapons willy-nilly. But as I explained in the first episode, just know that, I'm going to be using weapons that I'm looting in the wild for a while, and it's probably unlikely that I will ever craft and use a green or blue weapon. That's not because they're completely useless. I'm just going to be finding them in the wild, so there's no reason to use my own because I'm not even going to be able to reperk those. So, knowing that, and knowing that a lot of the weapons I just got rid of are basic weapons that I'm going to get in regular missions anyway, I'm probably going to have a purple or a gold copy before I know it, and I really don't need to be holding on to all these lower level weapons, and I also know which ones are good and bad and which ones will be a part of the series and probably not, so getting rid of a bunch of these for super easy early game collection book levels, not too bad. And it looks like I even missed a few of these, so I might as well just put these in there as well because maybe I just unlocked those from the collection book. There was a lot there. I didn't see every exact thing, but yeah, I'm unlocking new schematics while I'm getting rid of stuff. And I know that the Copper Deadeye is not a sniper that I'm likely to be using, and I'm definitely not going to be crafting and using it. However, the Dragonfire, while definitely not my favorite shotgun, you can see that it came perked perfectly. And while the Dragonfire is by no means topping any shotgun list that I'm making, it is still, as of now, my only legendary ranged weapon, and its perks are as is, which means I won't have to expend any extra reperk getting it where I want it to be. I might end up using it. Of course, this conversation could be null and void in a couple of episodes when I get like a Huskbuster or something, but just saying, it's worth holding on to for now. I can always put it in the book later. And then my survivors, I'm obviously going to be hanging on to for obvious reasons. Because regardless of rarity, you're going to need 8 leads and 56 survivors in the support squads. Regardless of rarity, you're going to need that amount, and having them at any level just to fill up my squads initially will be good. Then we can start replacing them and then putting the lower ones in the collection book. Holy markers. I've got 2 quests totaling 27 things to locate. So let's, if I just punch is, no, it's not gonna be one of the, oh, it looks like I did get Smasher statues, or is that a teammate? I don't know. I'm gonna get to work.
Found a clue. This jar looks
I might turn off the dialogue, because I can't follow this to save my life. All right, I gotta do it. So in this playthrough, I had planned to listen to all of the dialogue because I've never heard it before. I was kind of curious, you know, what this game has going on. I've only heard good things. People say the story in Save the World is really fun. And so far, I kind of agree. But I have several problems that are going to just completely ruin my experience for this playthrough. First of which, I'm a streamer. You know, I'm going to be streaming these games. I've got chat that I am actively ignoring for minutes at a time, which I don't like doing because you cannot pause this dialogue, and I'm not sure of a consistent and easy way to replay it. Like, I know you can go through your quests and like replay certain parts of it. Like, you can replay the intro, but like you're never going to get the full story read back to you at a really, you know, at timing that you wish. You can't pause it. You can't, you know, skip ahead if you wanted to, which is not what I want to do. And it just plays. So like I have to sit here and quietly listen. And then there's another problem where in this game, I am currently searching for clues in a hotel for 2 different quests at a time. And unless I was extremely vigilant in doing only one of the quests at a time and not searching these and only searching the vials and making sure to do one quest at a time, I just can't keep it straight in my head. Every time I tune into what they're saying, I don't know what the main goal is. I don't know what's happening there. This could be a comprehension issue on my end, skill issue, haha, but like, it's just too much. I have tried to listen to the dialogue in this game before, and it is really tough. And did I just not grab that? And it's like I want to talk to my chat and I want to actually play the game. And there's a third major issue. So AS407, prominent bug hunter, finder, cataloger in our community, has noted to me something that I always kind of knew something about, but wasn't completely sure. People who have progressed in Ventures as a lower power level player have found that Ventures has allowed them to make like tier 4 and tier 5 items, 130 when you're in canny. And what's happening there is Ventures progressed your main quest stuff, like unlocking, I don't know specifics, but like at least rarities and different like storm shields before you've even done the main quest, which can actually bug out your main quest and skip you ahead. I'm not intentionally trying to skip anything. I've explained in the past episode, and I can even explain it briefly here, that Ventures is really good for a new player because in theory, without that bug, your main quest can be done at any time. Ventures can only be done that season. Whatever rewards you miss when that season goes to the next one are gone. Now, you will be able to replay the season next time, so seasonal heroes and weapons will be obtainable to you again, but the vouchers, the superchargers, and everything that was in that Venture season prior is gone. You'll be able to get it again, but instead you'll only have 1 voucher instead of 2, you know what I mean? So I would like to do Ventures as a new player. I think it's worth it. I don't have schematics anyway. I'd be looting and playing basically the same way in the main game. This is where I want to be. And if it's going to bug out my main quest, make me unable to talk to my chat, honestly just confuse me personally. I cannot keep 2 stories straight from a bunch of kooky characters making silly jokes. It sounds like a really good story that I am just going to have to miss. So yeah, I was never planning on cataloging the dialogue in this series. This was never going to be a no commentary playthrough of all the dialogue and Save the World. If there are any up and coming YouTubers out there who want something that Beast is not going to touch, do that, please. I feel like the world needs to hear someone just playing through all of the quests, being vigilant, like I mentioned earlier. I need melee kills, so I might as well get to work right here. And I feel like that would be really good for the community. I genuinely think there are people out there that would be interested in. I know people interested in that. I know people have posted just the dialogue before. That's not what I mean. I think if you, as a player, wanted to go through, do all of the quests and pay attention, it could be fun. And if you're an adult or if you have any kind of job, I feel like a new copy of Save the World is not too bad. Right now it's priced at 18 bucks. That's not a big deal if you're setting yourself on like a 100-hour journey of cataloging all the dialogue and Save the World. I think 18 bucks is pretty cheap for a hobby, but it's just something I'm encouraging the community to do because I'm tapping out. No more dialogue for me. I thought it'd be fun, and it was for a little bit, but it's just too much. Oh, Zombie Chickens is available right now. Oh, I didn't know that quest was out. Okay, well... Yeah, so from my zombie chicken kill guide video, I showcased that this upper, like, northeast part of the map is the place to be if you want to kill zombie chickens. I do not know why, but it definitely is. Where are you? Ooh, got him! Oh. Alright, the zombie chickens and zappers I am no match for. But I can respawn a bunch because of the low level. Oh, the zombie chickens. This is so great. I don't know what it is about this northeast section of the map, but this is where they like to hang out. I don't understand it, but I will absolutely enjoy it. Just need 4 more chickens. 3, 2, 1 more. Yeah, 54 zombie chickens in like 3 games. Easy. All right, I think that's going to close out hotels for a little bit. I think I want to take a break from running this mission over and over and over because the entire Willow quest line over here, Door to Darkness, has us running the hotel mission like, is it 10 times in a row? It's a lot. And there are other things I'd like to do. So I think dungeons would be super fun next because the safe cracking quest right down here is really, really good for 9,000 gold. And I want to go progress that. And dungeons itself has a lot of rewards. So I think that's where we should cut to. Uh-oh, I'm doing another cliffhanger. Yes, the first episode in this series was going through the main story in the very beginning, couple of Storm Shield defenses in Stonewood. The next episode, the one you just finished, was Ventures, first time playing it on this account, and the next episode or 2 will be in Dungeons. I have not technically cut up all the footage yet, but it was a really fun session, and there's a lot there, including a story about a girlfriend with a machete. Oh yes, it's gonna be a good time, so definitely like the video if you guys want to encourage this series. I'm having a lot of fun making it, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. And then